Hello everyone. Good evening. Welcome to my blog. My name is Benedai. I'm an agent here in the state of Utah, and I wanted to make this video because I wanted to share a story, but basically I wanted to show the value of hiring a real estate agent when doing a transaction, whether it's buying or selling a home. And sometimes, a lot of people don't see the value that a real estate agent brings, and and we do bring some value to our customers. And basically, like I said, I wanted to share the story that something happened in the office a few months ago with another real estate agent in the office, and he was sharing this a story with me a few weeks ago, and I wanted to make this video and share this story with you guys. And basically, he was representing the buyer, and the buyer wanted a home that was being that was a FSBO, which is a for sale by owner. It was being sold by an owner, which is basically a non-represented seller. This seller was not being represented by a real estate agent, and for the most part, people wanted that because they want to save commissions, and it's fine. It's totally fine. I'm not here to convince you that you should always hire a real estate agent. If you're knowledgeable about the business, if you're knowledgeable about real estate, if you know what you're doing, if you know the market in your area, then by all means, go ahead and do it, because you can save some money. But in this, again, this story that I'm going to be sharing with you guys, it wasn't the case. I'm going to show you a guy that ended up losing money. And basically the story goes like this. Again, we were representing the other agent in the office was representing the buyer, I'm sorry. And they put in an offer on this for sale by owner. The offer was accepted. They came to an agreement. Everything was going smooth with the transaction. They did the due diligence. They did their inspections, and they got to the appraisal. And basically, the appraisal came at a higher value than the purchase, the agreed to purchase price. I think the value of the home was something like $250,000, or the purchase price was $250,000, and the appraised value came to about 265, 60 or 65, something like that. So about $50,000 higher than the agreed price. And the seller was under the impression that if the appraisal was saying that this home was valued at 265, then he automatically gets to raise the value of his home. And he was under the impression of that because when the value comes at a lower price, for the most part, the seller lowers the value. If it had been the other way, where the appraised value had come in, say at 235, which is $15,000 less, then for the most part, the seller would adjust the value at the lower price. And that would be simply because if he wants to make the sale. He doesn't necessarily have to, but if he wants to make the sale, then most likely he's going to have to lower the price. And that's simply because I doubt anyone is going to want to buy a home with negative equity. I at least myself, I wouldn't go into a home that's valued at a price and pay more than that value price. So for the most part, the price is adjusted to the lower price. But if it's a higher value, then it doesn't automatically raises the value, or the seller doesn't have the right to raise the value. We agree to a price, and that price needs to be respected. So at the end, the seller agreed, and everything went fine. They closed. Seller was happy. The buyer was, of course, extremely happy, and everything was fine. But what the point that I wanted to come down to is that if he had hired originally a real estate professional, he probably wouldn't have underpriced his home. Now, I know you probably are thinking, well, if he had hired a real estate agent, he probably would have had to pay commission to that real estate agent. And you're right, yes, that probably would have been the case. However, if he had hired a real estate agent, most likely he wouldn't have underpriced his home. He probably would have priced it right. Yes, he would have paid the commission, and maybe he would have come out the same, netting the same. However, real estate transactions are not, very easygoing. It's not like selling a car. It's not, something simple like selling a TV. It's more complex. I've been doing this for a while, and it's a headache. It's not as simple as you might think. So, and again, I'm not trying to convince people not to hire a real estate agent. Again, if you're knowledgeable and you know how to do this, then by all means go ahead and do it. If you can save some money, it's fine. But if you're not, entirely sure of what you're doing, then I would strongly recommend getting a real estate agent. A good example is, if I know that if I was going to trial, to court, and I was going to trial for something, I don't necessarily need to hire an attorney. However, it's in my best interest to hire an attorney, because I probably don't know the law as well as an attorney to represent, and I wouldn't trust myself representing myself. So I definitely would like an attorney representing myself. Myself in a trial. So it's the same concept. With an attorney and a real estate agent, you don't necessarily need to hire a real estate agent. You can do that yourself. But if you really don't know what you're doing, then I would strongly recommend you hiring a real estate agent. Okay, so that's basically the story that I wanted to share, and why as real estate agents we bring value to our customers. We bring knowledge to them, and as real estate agents we have to look out for the best interest of our clients, and that's the bottom line. We're as a real estate agents, we're going to try to get you the better deal, whether you're selling or buying. Okay. Again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment down below. Ask them. I'll do my best to answer them. And just thanks for watching. If you like it, smash that like button and subscribe, because I'll be uploading more videos in the near future. So thanks for watching again, guys.